my screen.
Quiet. Shh. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for your fearless leader.
You got it, dude.
Let's go.
All right.
And here we
Welcome back to the Here We Go podcast. I am your host, Trent Ging. You all know Colin Phillips and DMC David Korb joining us to get his thoughts out since he missed Steelers Sanctuary last night. Fellas, how we doing?
Not too bad.
Not great.
Not great.
Yeah. I'm not well.
The hangover
Colin,
is still real.
Appreciate that, Colin.
Colin is not too bad, and then he just remembered that he's actually doing really bad. I like it. It's a good way to kick off the show. All right, guys, I'm going to go through a couple pieces of news. I don't know if these are major pieces of news, but it's news nonetheless. The Steelers officially signed Jawan Bentley to the practice squad. Korb just got that right before we went live. They also signed Isaiah Hodges, a much taller wide receiver, which do either one of these guys move the needle for you?
Colin, go ahead. No.
No.
So much so that Colin speechless. Look, I'm just so with Bentley here. He did have 100 tackles in 21, 22, and 23 with New England, 100 plus. So I'm hoping that he's good against the run. So is this them trying to fix one of their issues? I have no fucking idea. But he only had he only had 12 tackles in 2024. I don't know if he got injured or what happened with New England, but
I think he only played 3 games.
Yeah, so
4 games, something like that.
Yeah, literally it says 2 games here. So yeah, I don't know, man. Of both those, that's the one where I'm like, okay. As far as Hodgkins goes, dude, I think he had 600 yards receiving total in his career over 6 seasons or something like that. Someone posted a career highlight of his. It was 1 game. All of his highlights were in 1 game. I'm like, it's great. 1 fucking game is your highlight reel over 6 seasons. I feel so great about this. So literally it feels like they signed a wide receiver 6. Great. I don't know, man. Nothing for me to get that thrilled about, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So I'm not going to pick on Vaughn here because this is not toward Vaughn. This is just the whole fan base. I'm fucking tired of hearing about the killer blockers as wide receivers. Can we get one that gets open? Can we just get one that gets open? Can we just focus on that? Can our wide receiver just be like, hey, I'm going to be a guy who runs a route and catches a ball? Do they have to be killer blockers? I mean,
can one just be known as a really good wide receiver?
I mean, for real.
Great hands. That'd be wonderful.
Does anybody remember how good AB was at blocking? Nobody fucking cared if he could block. He was there to catch passes, okay? Our fan base has been, so turned around by Arthur Smith as the coordinator that we only care if these fuckers can block. It's unreal.
We've literally
that's not a shot at you, Vaughn, because that was just every fucking thing I see on Twitter is just about how fucking good these blocking receivers are, and I could care less. I could care less. Sorry. We're already we're 4 minutes in and I'm already on a tangent. This is bad.
Do you feel better though? Did that feel good to get that off your chest?
It does. I just want a receiver who can get open, for the love of God. That's all I care about. I don't know. I think Bentley gets called up sooner rather than later, though.
Probably.
He's
yeah.
Well, Malik Harrison's banged up. I don't know I don't think he was on the injury report, but he's banged up. Queen was banged up in this game with the oblique. Peyton Wilson was fucking puking on the field. There's obviously some issues there. So you got to figure that kid's going to get called up. I appreciate the clarity, Fawn, because I was not trying to dive on you on that one. You just kind of set off an internal alarm. It just kind of went on its own.
Fucking Sid. But I remember how good Hines was at blocking.
There's always that one fucking guy in the chat. Sid's always the guy too. I feel like he's taking that.
open and caught the ball. It was
Yeah,
great.
he was also like the franchise leader in reception yards.
Dude,
So
you know what's funny, guys, is I was like, man, Austin didn't have a great game, So I look it up. He actually had 2 more yards receiving than Metcalf.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, this is great. 22 yards receiving. Metcalf had 20.
yeah. This
Not
is
one
bad.
wide receiver was in the top 3 in receiving for us. I'm like, this is bad.
So is the Calvin Austin experiment as wide receiver 2? Is that need to come to an end? Should we
Dave,
start there?
Dave started this shit too. And I told him, I said, come see me after game 3. Let's do a couple more games for I'm almost there. Because that was rough. But
Yeah.
Man.
All right, Colin. So I know you're like you've talked at length about the lack of need for wide receiver 2, the Z more specifically in the Arthur Smith system. How are you feeling right now after seeing the second game?
I'm in the minority here. I don't think the receiver is at all the problem right now. I mean, Trent, you just harped on the fact you watched the film. I watched the film as well. What was Rodgers seeing? Nothing. He was running into sacks constantly. Corb, just hear me out. He was running for his life. He was running into sacks.
You have a good point. You have a great point.
I think he made the offensive line look a lot worse than it was. By all means, made the offensive line look a lot worse than he was. He clearly has still some type of PTSD from New York, which I don't blame him for. I don't think that right. Yeah, I think wide receiver 2 is like problem number 8 on this team right now. Our tackles are not well. I don't think Broderick. I will give Broderick credit. He played better than I thought. But also, Boye Mafe isn't all that good of an edge rusher. I know our boy Flip was hyping him up like, oh, he's a stud second rounder. Some second rounders fucking suck. Okay, I mean, I don't give a fuck where he was drafted. He's just really not that good. Okay. So I don't think Jones was really that terrible. I thought Sayamalu played a bad game. I thought McCormick also played a bad game. The interior, again, was really struggling, run game especially. Granted, we have played 2 teams in a row with rock-solid interior fronts. I mean, Seattle, they put a lot of money into Leonard Williams, and they drafted Byron Murphy like 16th overall 2 years ago, excuse me. They've put a lot into it. They got a couple stud linebackers. The Jets are the same way. Quinnen Williams is an all-world defensive tackle, and they got a couple nice linebackers, Quincy Williams, etc. I mean, I could go down the list with the offensive line, but I really do think that this game was truly rock bottom of what we're going to see from Rodgers. Again, running into sacks, not seeing it, very grotesque Aaron Rodgers throws. I mean, the guy has the greatest, or not the greatest, but the best TD to INT ratio in his entire career. He does not turn the ball over, guys. And there were 5 or 6 plays I watched when I was like, oh, fuck, like he's going to turn this over. And I'm kind of glad he only turned it over twice. Granted, it didn't matter, but as the game was going on, I'm like, damn, I can't believe he's only turned the ball over 2 times. So I really do think that, my beginning point to your first bullet point here, Trent, is straight up Rodgers was just abysmal in a lot of different ways. So, and I will also give Mike McDonald and Seattle the benefit of the doubt. That defense is probably top 5 in the league. Probably. Like, they kind of got studs everywhere. So, they're pretty much one great edge rusher away from being like Packers level defense.
And they were missing 2 studs, Witherspoon, and there's another one for them that was out this game.
Eamon Worry.
I remember.
No, yeah. Witherspoon. I thought I saw Witherspoon play.
No, he was out.
No, he was out, and so was Eamon Worry.
And that makes us bad, man. Like, they didn't have those 2 guys in there and still did what they did.
I think that's the part that hurts the most, for sure.
I'm not looking to excuse Rodgers, but he was under duress a lot, I thought. And I think you're right. That's when that PTSD kicked in. And it started to, he started making some throws. It was like, basically, I think he was trying to survive out there and not get killed. But, just bad all around. But it definitely affected the wide receivers, too. I'll agree with that.
So Aaron Rodgers is not a quarterback who has had bad pocket presence throughout his career. Is this just a complete lack of faith in the
No.
offensive line and pass pro? Because you're right, Colin. He's running into sacks. At times he's stepping into pressures. He did it probably another 3 times in this game. Pretty. I don't think there's doubt that it was his fault on at least 3 of those occasions. Like, what's causing that? That's kind of the confusing thing, I think, for me.
So I'm going to go on this one here too. So I think, we from at least my lifetime, just from like the early 2000s to now, we've watched absolute gods play from the pocket, right? Tom Brady, greatest pocket player of all time. Peyton Manning, way up there. Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Kirk Cousins even is a wonderful pocket player. Aaron Rodgers in his own right. But the thing is with Aaron Rodgers that I've noticed is that he thinks he can still do the same things that he used to be able to do, right? The fact that all these off-platform throws, these crazy big-time throws off-platform, granted that Pat Freiermuth play that Pat Freiermuth dropped, that there was a penalty, like that was fantastic. But he can't be trying to do that a half a dozen times a game like he used to be able to do. And I think that's Rodgers' biggest problem right now. And I don't think there's a higher voice telling him like, hey, man, you just can't do that where you have crazy mobility. His whole career, not his whole career, but a lot of his highlight plays of his career, what makes him great is the ability to make absurd throws off platform using his mobility and everything. He just doesn't have it. And he needs to have a voice that sits there and says, hey, listen, you're 41. This isn't 2011 where you can just move out of the pocket, put your hand on the right tackle's back and make some ridiculous one-legged throw to Jordy Nelson 45 yards down. Like, you just can't do that. And that is what I think is the biggest thing through 2 games, is that he is trying to do shit he can no longer do, but he thinks he still can do because he made a career doing it. If you get my drift, that is what I think the biggest problem with Rodgers is right now.
The problem is that when he makes that throw, like he made to Muth, and Muth drops it, he's going to be like, hey, I made that throw. I can still make that throw. They got to catch it. And that's what he's going to argue with when they go, hey, because I don't want them to try to keep him a box, limit what he wants to do, like they did with Fields last year. That's the only thing. But we can't pay the price every game either with it. So it's one of those things where they got to find common ground with that.
They do. I think I'm going to pull it up right here, like just in the perspective of, so the first game against the Jets, right? We pretty much were always like, yeah, this was great, right? It was very efficient. He was getting the ball out quick. He had a very low average depth of target. And you see a complete difference in game 2. And actually, from the perspective of, I'm going off PFF grades alone, because that's, from offensive lineman's perspective, it's hard to justify film or ESPN
They're
stats
the only ones that do
sometimes.
grades, so
Right. So grading in terms of pass protection, as a collective, we had a better offensive line pass blocking performance. Now, here's the 2 stats that I'm going to bring up that are most important to me. Number 1, he had 14 pressures this game versus 9 last game. The difference is he had 3 sacks this game as opposed to 4 the last game. So 21.5% pressure to sack ratio this week as opposed to 44.5 last week, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Time to throw, he got the ball in 2.29 seconds in week 1. So he was throwing the ball pretty quick. In week 2, it was over 3 seconds, 3.06 time to throw. So that is a discrepancy of excuse my math, 0.75, almost 0.8, 0.75, almost 0.8 seconds, which is a lot of time with pass rush in the NFL. Okay. That was my biggest thing in just the perspective of what he did differently in a negative way. And then also the other biggest stat that I wanted to mention is his average depth of target. Like I said, week 1 was only 5, but it was very efficient. He was getting the ball out. Guys were getting the ball in space. Jonnu Smith, DK Metcalf, especially Calvin Austin, etc. His average depth of target this game was 6.7, which is only 1.7 more yards. But again, that feeds into the fact that he's holding on to the ball 0.8 seconds time longer, which is just not as efficient at the ripe old age of 41 with the lack of pass protection and the lack of receiver ability we have. So.
I think another thing that played into that was the fact that Seattle, in large part, sat back and covered 2 that whole game, and we still could not establish the run. If you can't establish the run against cover 2 defense, that's a problem. And the interesting comment from Mike Tomlin today was the run game improved, is what he said. He claims it improved.
It did objectively. Statistically speaking, it improved.
The running backs put up 71 total yards this game as opposed to 54 yards last game. So technically, it improved. Technically. Am I did it improve that much? Not really.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big improvement, but a little bit. Baby steps. Baby steps, boys.
If we keep taking these fucking baby steps, we might not hit 100 yards by the time the fucking playoffs roll around. I mean, Jesus.
Say, about week 8, maybe our running backs will put up 100 yards. It's good. It's great.
I mean, the offensive line is just not getting much push. And the times that, let's be honest, Jalen's the only one who has any success, and he's averaging 3.4 yards a carry. So for everybody who was a huge Najee hater who's celebrating Jalen Warren, they're averaging literally the same fucking yard per carry. Okay, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But Jalen's creating most of the yardage himself. It's not the push from the offensive line. Every once in a while, he's got some running lanes, but I mean, he's just really getting skinny into holes that aren't there and finding ways to get through seams right now. That's kind of the thing. I don't know. It's the stash does get some shout out every single show, Colin.
It is majestic.
Thanks, it's becoming a staple. I'm going to start getting disappointed if somebody doesn't shout out the stash every show now. But I don't know. I just don't see the push from the offensive line. I mean, it looks like, I'll be honest with you, Zach Frazier's the best blocking player on the team. The second best is Darnell Washington right now. He's the only guy who gets any drive in the run game.
Overall in this game, I thought Seumalo was bad. I saw his grade. I think he had the second highest grade by PFF, but I saw him get knocked on his ass a couple different times. McCormick, I think, had a bad game. I saw him struggle a couple times. Foatanu, I watched every single snap on his. Not great. Like you said, Colin, I think Roderick actually, of those 5, him or Frazier probably had the best game blocking, I thought.
Improvement-wise, it was Broderick by a large margin.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, we know what to expect from Frazier. Frazier's a stud. I mean, he really is. And again, this is another week where I'm kind of giving a little bit of grace to that interior as listen, there is probably, from off the top of my head, 7 teams in this league with considerably elite interior defensive lines from the perspective of on paper how good these guys are. And unfortunately, we've just played 2 in a row. I mean, yeah, we have really just played 2 in a row. Now, if next week that doesn't change, well, actually, Milton Williams is a fucking stud in New England. Pass rushing,
pretty good.
But
right.
That's just
not the run game.
I mean, the interior in New England isn't going to be nearly as good. So if there isn't any improvement, fellas, we have a serious problem. But I mean, really, we just played 2 really good interiors 2 weeks in a row. Not a lot you could do about that, but I mean, we need to see like baby step improvement. And John Middlecoff said it perfectly today, where in the NFL, from whether it be year 1 to year 2, year 3 to year 4, whatever it might be, if you're staying the same, you are by all means getting worse. You are taking a step back by staying the exact same. He made that point about CJ Stroud, where it's listen, he hasn't gotten worse. He's just been the same player as he was his rookie year, which by all means is getting worse. And that's what I feel with Seumalo and a little bit of Frazier and certainly McCormick. It's just I just don't see any baby step improvements, you know. And sometimes it is the little things, and I don't even see that. And I'm gonna be totally honest when I say this, fellas. We have to give Fautanu some just not only some respect, but some grace. This is his rookie year, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, this really is his rookie year.
It basically is. Yeah.
It really is his rookie year. So, I mean, I know he's a 24-year-old in his rookie year. freak injuries happen. Who the fuck breaks a kneecap in the NFL? Right?
Right.
It's just shit happens. And I really do want to give Fautanu some grace, but I was happy to see Broderick Jones improve. That's all I have to say about the O-line, really.
Yeah. I'm going to keep saying it. Sam Malu was the guy I was the most worried about on this offensive line going into the year. And
he's the least of it. He's the least of it.
Yeah.
Through two games, he is the least of the worries on the offensive line.
You still got to find a way,
Over
I think,
Zach
to.
Frazier?
Oh, you're worried about Frazier?
No. I'm worried more about Sam Malu than I am Frazier.
I'm the most worried about Sam Malu.
Oh, right now you still are.
I'm still the most worried about Sam Malu because I think Williams, man, I'll be honest, I think Williams had his way with Sam Malu all game.
Well, that's what I said.
In the run game, in the pass game.
I
mean, I get it. Like, he is a great player. I mean, he's got to be in the top 7 defensive interior guys in the NFL right now. I'm possibly higher. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's no argument at top 7. You could get into the conversation about top 5, but at the same time, like,
he led all defensive tackles in sacks last year, man.
He's a monster. Got to find ways to slow him down. You can't let him control the game. That's where he was at with me. He literally controlled the run game. He controlled the pass game. I think he was a big part of the reason why Aaron kept, getting happy feet and moving around a lot, because he just knew he was coming. I mean, he knew he was coming.
And that goes back to what Colin was saying, where Rodgers would step up in the pocket right towards a guy coming for him. It was like, what in the fuck are you doing? Right. They were getting that pressure up the middle. So,
yeah, I think I'm with Corb on this. I think that you take a pause before we go into full panic about the wide receiver room, because we saw really great things out of Calvin Austin in the first game. Saw some great run after catch from DK. I don't think you're going to see him continue to drop balls the way he has, even though he does drop balls. But he's still going to make a ton of plays to make up for anything negative. Roman Wilson's the guy that I'm like,
bro,
what is happening here?
There's
Colin, I know you were high with Roman. What the hell is going on with Roman Wilson right now?
I don't know. Trent, I don't know. There has to be something that we don't know. I mean, there really does have to be. Roman Wilson essentially came into the year, and it was pretty consensus amongst the fan base that this guy is going to be the depth piece for Z, X, and slot, without question. Because we weren't going to roll out fucking Benny Skoranek in the slot or at X or anything like that. Roman Wilson was supposed to be that guy. I don't know, fellas. I really have no idea what is the case.
His snap count was real low in the first game, wasn't it? And then this
I
game
check.
it jumped a little higher. I saw something, the percentage or something. It was he only played 9% of the game. Then it would jump to 35% this game in snap count, something like that. But I mean, they're just not. I don't know if it's just they're not using them. Really,
I want to say I saw somewhere, and Colin will be able to correct me on this in a minute. But I want to say somewhere he had 12 snaps, and 5 of them were pass block or run block snaps.
He had 22, and 6 of them were run block. He had 22 snaps.
Yeah, they're using him more on run plays than anything.
And then he had
Scotty doesn't know.
He got some snaps. Not.
Roman did go from 10 to 22. Roman did go from 10 snaps to 22 snaps.
Okay, so it was 22 the second week.
I thought he jumped. I thought so.
He did. He objectively did. He had the same amount of snaps as Darnell Washington. So, and I guess that's sort of an expectation of mine. I mean, I didn't expect him to get 50 a game. I guess my expectation was somewhere around 25, 30. So,
here's
because Calvin Austin plays a lot of fucking snaps. Calvin Austin's a stud.
He is playing a lot.
And we'll get into that later. But
where's Janu Smith?
MIA.
Snap wise?
I heard all these guys. He's gonna have a monster game. He's gonna be this. He's gonna be that. No. First game, he had 15 yards receiving, and a touchdown.
He also had 6 targets, though.
But it's just I'm not seeing it. And I picked him for most disappointing. I picked him because I knew people were going to see what he did in fucking Miami, and they were going to expect something like that here, and it wasn't going to fucking happen. And I knew this. And now look, I thought he was going to be a big part of this offense. I thought it was going to be Metcalf, him, and then, after that, throw a dart on the board and see you hit. But I thought for sure Janu Smith was going to be a big weapon, but guess not.
I think part of it goes back to Rodgers. I mean, he's not seeing some things. I mean, and it's really hard. Rodgers got pressured 16 times. He had 16 graded pressures. That is a lot. Now we're probably 4 or 5 of them on his own doing. Absolutely.
Sure.
But still, when you're getting pressured that much, I mean, Tua Tagovailoa didn't get pressured that much at all. Like, and the Dolphins certainly don't have a 90th percentile offensive line by any means.
Right.
Tua just sits in there. And I think Rodgers, again, it's part of it is he's got to sit in there. And granted, does Arthur Smith have a drop back system anything close to Mike McDaniel? Fuck no. Right? I just it's hard for me to sit here and bitch about Jonnu yet when he still has 9 targets in 2 games, 4.5 targets a game. Do the math, multiply that by 17. That's what, 78 targets a year? That's on par for what I expected. I don't know if you were expecting 100, but I expected around 75. I mean, he's played 36 snaps a game, 37 the week 1, 35 last week. Freiermuth's got like 32 and 30. So at least they're pretty consistent with the amount of snaps these tight ends are playing. My biggest problem isn't necessarily the lack of target share, etc. It's the fact that it's too much like screens, too many like, and I get it. You want to get John.
I was just going to go there.
He's great after the catch. But part of me sits there and I'm like, you can't just sit there and fucking give him screens all day. Like, that's not going to do much. He's got like 4.5 yards a catch. You know,
it drives me crazy when they do that constantly on 3rd
I'm with
and 10.
you.
Like,
I'm with. I'm with you.
Jonnu Smith was supposed to be the guy who gave us the athletic route running, both out of the slot and just in the tight end position in general. And I swear like 60% of his targets so far are fucking screens. Like I get it, he's athletic enough to do that. But when you've got fucking Connor Hayward and Roman Wilson out in front of him with linebackers out there, like those guys are not going to play the screen game. Right? Like
they're going to get ran the fuck over, and then they're going to kill Jonnu Smith.
Yes.
I thought Roman held his own. On that play, I thought Roman held his own. Connor Hayward's just a lard of shit.
And the fact they do it on 3rd and 10, when you've got to get 10 fucking yards, but you don't got the right personnel out there to block for him, it drives me insane. I like, look, if you want to try that on 3rd and 3, fine. But 3rd and 10, like it just.
I'm like, I'm going to make one more point about the offense, and I really want to switch over to this defense. But Connor Hayward might be the worst blocker out of the tight end room, and that says a lot when you've got Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith in that tight end room.
Yeah.
I mean, he's atrocious. He's so bad. I don't understand his role. I don't understand why he's still here. I actually got on today and I'm like, who the fuck are some free agent tight ends? And can we get them in here? Can some of them play special teams? Because Connor's that bad and we're playing him enough snaps. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, another thing I have is when we had that play with Jaylen Warren, he took it to the 5 fucking yard line.
Mm-hmm.
That last 3 plays called by Arthur Smith was fucking god awful. You switched out Jaylen Warren for Gainwell, and it's like, what are you doing? I didn't see Washington out there, or they didn't make him the intended guy.
No,
and it was like, what are you doing? That's when it's tailor made for him. The 5 you want him down there in the red zone. They called back-to-back run plays, and then I just don't get it. And then that play call on the interception, I just where are the big guys at? What were you doing?
On that second down play, I'm glad you brought that up. On that second down play, I think it was Jonnu Smith that was on the end line as a tight end. Connor was at the wing on his left. They asked Connor Hayward to come clear across the line of scrimmage to pick up the edge rusher from the other side of the field, who's the one who put the pressure on Aaron and made Aaron just dirt the ball. no tight end is getting across that fucking far across the line of scrimmage.
Especially Connor Hayward.
You pull a guard or you send him in motion first or something. Jesus Christ, no one is getting there. And I think it was what's his name? Mafe. Mafe. I think it was him coming off the edge. And I mean, he was on top of Aaron Rodgers before like Aaron even had a chance to do anything with the ball. Like that was a terrible play design. So that was a good call out on that court because that was just horrible.
Yeah, because I just don't want to make it to where it's all on the players because the coaching in this game or in general is fucking shit. And it's
so poor. It's so poor. This team. Sorry.
No, go ahead, buddy. Good.
It feels like at this point, it feels like wasted oxygen. Like week in and week out, this team is so poorly coached. And it starts at the top. We want to sit there and bitch about Terrell Austin. You guys are crazy. If you don't know by now that it's Mike Tomlin's defense, the only thing Terrell Austin does is sit there and take a picture and smile for the media day so that on the website it could say defensive coordinator Terrell Austin. That's the only thing that motherfucker does. Okay? He might help with some quality control, but that's a Tomlin defense. This is Tomlin's defense, 100,000%. The second Dick LeBeau was gone, Tomlin said, okay, I'm going to take over.
But if you watched Hard Knocks, Tomlin was sitting there and they're in that room. And he's like, this, that, this. And Austin was like, yep, yeah.
Yep.
He's a yes,
yep.
sir.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it's just like, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that Hard Knocks episode. The only guy who gave Mike Tomlin a damn rebuttal was Minka Fitzpatrick. Terrell Austin's just in the back of the room like, oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm with
literally.
Yeah.
That's all he did was say I agree.
That's all he does. Like, and it's just crazy. It's like we harp on this Terrell Austin cat, and by no means is he a good defensive coordinator. I will say that. But we're stupid. We're sitting there wasting oxygen, bitching at the wrong people.
Right.
It's a Tomlin thing.
Sure.
Like, guys, it's so like week in and week out. It's just such a poorly coached operation.
Yep.
You know, it's week in and week out. And the Caleb Johnson thing, I know you don't have it mentioned here, but the only thing I'm going to say about that, don't blame the kid.
No,
Mike Tomlin.
I agree.
The coaching staff needs to tell these kids the rules. The kickoff format is way different from NFL to college. Oh, and by the way, did he ever return a kick? No, he did not return a single kick in college. Who's that? Coaching.
If he didn't know, that's coaching. How do you not make sure your guys fucking know these rules?
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
Why would he?
I brought this point up on X. I brought it up yesterday. If that ball did not hit him, which it was hard to see, and I didn't actually get to that I forgot about that play on the all 22 because
I don't think it was a disgusting
play anyway. I didn't think it touched him, and I'm sorry, but that kid plays fucking hard. If you've ever seen him play, he's not going to let the ball touch him and just watch it roll into the end zone. If it doesn't touch him, that's a touchback in college. That's something a rookie, understandably, could let go, and you could kind of give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt. That's a Danny Smith thing.
Day fucking one, he got on that field to Steelers back in the spring. They should have been like, hey, you're going to be on special teams. Let's cover everything that's different in the NFL from college. Period. And it didn't happen.
I don't understand why he was returning kicks to begin with. He's not an explosive player like that. He's just not. And he's got
thing about that.
I'll say this too. So I charted this today because I didn't realize it. He's got terrible vision in the return game. He's got great vision as the running back. In the return game, he does not see any creases at all. He stretches everything out wide. He stretches everything out.
No, I can tell you firsthand. It is hard. Returning punts and kicks is hard from a vision perspective. Sometimes you just sit there and you're like, where the fuck do I go? But again, he's never returned a kick in his life. Why isn't it Gainwell back? Why isn't it Gainwell and Warren? Warren returned kicks for 2 years.
Because he's the featured back, which I still think is bullshit.
Why? It's coaching week in and week out, fellas.
The one I want to bring up, I think, too, was that could we have challenged that play? Did it not look like the guy actually recovered it? That he loosely.
Tomlin addressed that today. He was asked. He said
Why didn't he challenge it?
He says because they rolled it a touchdown, he assumes that they checked it because every touchdown's reviewable. He says, I assume they checked that, saw he was inbounds, and I didn't challenge. That's more or less what he said.
I assumed.
And this also goes back to that thing, which, yeah, I mean, this goes back to like, did we have a guy who even fucking watches the cameras to see if he should challenge? Because that's been an issue for like forever.
Don't worry, Colin. Pretty much we know what he's going to say.
Yes,
it's the same old.
I went 4 straight years watching every second of every single one.
Oh yeah,
I'm not wasting my time on it. Okay, he's gonna say a bunch of yes man bullshit, a bunch of weird little gimmicky phrases, and say that he doesn't see anything changing at this current conjecture because pressure builds character or something stupid like that. So I pay it no mind.
Vaughn, he was afraid you might actually win a challenge. All right, we're gonna switch gears. This is the highest paid defense in the whole fucking NFL, fellas, and it's the highest paid by about $10 million. It's not that it's particularly close. They are currently 29th in scoring defense. Is it panic button time? Like, where are we at with this? Because this is a mess.
Wait for Harmon to get back, and we'll see.
Do you think one guy makes that much of a difference?
I think it'll help a lot.
It'll help.
I see a lot of, and I'm one to be objective about things. I totally understand everybody's reasoning for sitting there and picking on Benton, but I just thought Benton played a really good game. He was everywhere. No, listen.
Oh, I'm giving you your time. But
he was everywhere in the pass rush. He was everywhere in the pass rush game. Everywhere. Pass rushing, he was great. Graded out pretty well. Thought he was good on the film. Had 3 pressures. So it's pretty good. He made a couple of plays behind the line of scrimmage in the run game. The problem is it's so easy to double Benton because you could have like Kenneth Walker blocking Isaiah Loudermilk, or Trent blocking Logan Lee, or Cora blocking who am I missing? Who am I missing? There's 3 that I want to harp on. Loudermilk, Logan Lee, Ekwale. Like, who the hell are these clowns? Now, YA Black, I don't know necessarily what to say about YA Black quite yet, because I don't think I've seen necessarily enough. But I don't like, and I think the main point of me saying all this is because when you have struggles and lack of depth on the defensive line, you're essentially forced to play a lot more nickel package. I mean, look at the teams with bad defensive lines that have great nickel packages. When you have a bad defensive line unit, you have to play more nickel, and that's when you're going to get gashed in the run game no matter what. The more nickel you play, the harder it is to cover the run. That's a fact. I just think that we're just playing way too much nickel right now, and I said it last week. Benton is certainly becoming a major issue, but I really do think assistance of Derek Harmon or someone else that has a presence actually being there will help significantly. Peyton Wilson's just going through a sophomore slump. All 22 boy Trent, I watched it. You watched it. Patrick Queen played great.
He did have a good game.
Yep. Patrick Queen was great.
Peyton Wilson
really had a tough game, but
I only saw one whiff by him, and that was it. The rest of the
that
game,
was it.
He did really good.
He had 1 missed tackle when he's used to having like 3 or 4 a game. So,
no, I agree. You could just tell. I mean, he was hitting the lane. He was going after guys. There wasn't hesitation. It was way better. But with Wilson, it's the same shit. Yeah. But you see what the mayor of City Champions playing here, exactly. But this is coaching right here,
right?
Like, what are you guys teaching this kid? As soon as he went with the wrong shoulder, he was evaporated from the play.
Yeah.
every time, and it happens often. Often.
Not just by offensive linemen either. That fullback owned Peyton Wilson most of the time.
And he killed Queen.
Peyton got him a couple times, but that fullback was just absolutely owning Peyton Wilson every time.
Killing him.
I think
I want to get back to
the Benton nose tackle experiment has to end. I'm sorry, it has to end. I don't know what they are going to do.
Yes,
but that is the one. It just the experiment.
That's literally what I was just going to say. With Harmon back, I mean, it has to end with Benton. They got to switch him out with Black.
It has to end, and that is why I was so against taking Derek Harmon in the first round, because you are literally backing yourself into a corner saying, hey, 95, you have to play right here. There is no other option. There is no other option unless 95 is playing right there, because they are not going to play Derek Harmon, their first round pick, out of position. They are not. They backed themselves into a corner by drafting Harmon, and I said it, and I said it, and I said it, and I said it, and I said it some more, that this was never going to work, because you're just backing yourself into a position that you cannot afford to be in. You just can't. If you're going to run a 3-4 defense, if you are going to run a 3-4 defense, you have no option. You have no option. No option, guys. Zero. But to have a lockdown monster, absolute stonewall nose tackle. You have no choice. No choice at all. No choice. After Casey Hampton, why was our run defense so bad? Because we were trotting out Cam Thomas and Kenny Pickett and Trent Ging at nose tackle every single year. Yes. And again, it doesn't matter that you have Jalen Ramsey who's paid $100 million. Dude, you could have all these guys.
Bro, you are reading my fucking mind. I was just about to bring up Casey Hampton. In a true 3-4, you got to have a guy.
You have to.
Two guys and dominating the middle. You have to have it.
Everybody got all their laughs and giggles and, oh, I told you so, Colin. Well, guess what? Our run defense is terrible. Why? Because I told you so. Because I said drafting Harmon totally backs you into a corner, makes 95. You have no other option. Are you not going to play Benton? No, you're not. You're not going to not play Benton, right? You're not going to not.
I would. Where they should start rotating.
I think that's not going to happen with Tomlin. So
yeah.
I think honestly, like the answer, I don't know if it's the best answer, but the answer, I have one other answer we're going to talk about later on once we get to the next segment. But like, you have to move Y.A. Black to the nose. He's the only guy who has the anchor to hold up. He's going through some rookie struggles right now. He is not a first round pick. So there's people who are like, oh, well, Y.A. Black isn't doing much better. He's learning. Like he's a later round pick guy who is playing pretty damn well for his draft stock, right? Like,
yes,
he's played pretty well for where he was drafted. But he's the only guy who can really hold up in the run game on the nose, because Benton's not the guy. Benton right now would be better off. The second the fucking snap's coming and the running back's going to come down his way, is just fucking lay down on the ground and hope the dude trips on you. Because at least they can't shove you 5 yards backwards into the linebackers. Like, he's that unplayable to me. If he's on the end, I think he is significantly better.
His technique is horrible too.
It is. He wants to swim move everything. He wants to swim move every goddamn play. He has no other move in his arsenal. Like he does not play with violent hands. Like if he played with violent hands and controlled the offensive lineman in front of him and then tried to shed the block, he'd be much better. That's what all of these heavy interior guys do well. He's not that guy. He wants to swim everything, and he swims himself right out of position 9 times out of 10.
And sometimes
it works fantastic as a 3-tech, though.
For some reason.
That's my point, Colin. That's why he's got to get the fuck off the nose.
That swim move is great as a 3-tech.
Yes.
You take a guard, a guard and swim right in between him and the tackle. It's money. I mean, we saw it in his rookie year. It's absolutely money. Again, are you going to play Harmon? Are you going to put Harmon at nose? Are we going to put Harmon at nose, guys? Are we going to?
Oh my God!
No.
You can't. Alan Saunders is a fucking idiot. You can't. You can't put Harmon at nose. You can't.
He and I had a little bit of a back and forth actually earlier.
Yes.
me and
I know. I
Alan
saw
Saunders.
it too. I saw it too, and he agreed with you. I like the Monty Adams thing, but you have two guys who are a second rounder and a first rounder that they both play the same fucking position. So I don't know what, and I don't. This is the one time I don't think it's coaching. I think they're just backed
This
into a
is not
corner.
coaching.
This is not coaching. They're just backed into a corner. Are you going to play your second rounder from 2 years ago out of position, or your rookie first rounder out of position? You don't get an option. So
I think I think to me, the only way you fix the defensive front, Loudermilk needs to be gone. First of all, I don't care how long he's hurt; he can be out the fucking season. He's been that bad. He's by far the worst of the group. But I think you put Benton out as the 3-tech. I think you rotate Montravius Adams and Y.A. Black on the nose. I think Cam Hayward, Benton, and Derek Harmon rotate as your ends all game. And I think you can get those guys all pretty significant snaps and keep guys fresh by doing that. Because Cam is playing a ton of snaps right now. Black played 40 snaps last game. That's a lot for a guy who's a fifth rounder who's not used to being on the field that much. That's a lot of snaps, guys. Going deep into the season, that's going to be a lot.
I will say this, though. I'm not sure I want Montravius Adams out there on run plays, though. His run defense was not that good.
it's better than Benton.
That's why you get.
I got it right here. He had a run defensive grade last year of 34. Now his pass.
It was
rush
not. It was not better than Benton.
He's a good pass rusher.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
That's not better than Benton, he said.
No,
That is not better than Benton.
I wanted to check because I wanted to make sure I was right because I remembered Adams not doing good against the run. And yeah, he did not. A 34 grade. But his pass rush, I knew he was good at that, but it was a 60.2. So it's double his run defensive grade, guys. So obvious passing downs, sure. But on run downs, I don't know.
I mean, we should, in a perfect world, we signed Christian Wilkins. I don't know why we do that. I don't know why they haven't yet.
They should. Don't get me wrong, but they're not.
Maurice Hurst is a kid out of Michigan who was Kenneth Grant before Kenneth Grant. I mean, he'd be serviceable there. We just have to find someone who is serviceable from a depth perspective, because how many guys on this defensive line, fellas, in terms of just the roster, the 53-man roster, actually has genuine experience and or, let's go, size and ability to play nose tackle? Not Hayward, not Benton, not Harmon. Y.A. Black only played 5-tech in college. Granted, he should be a nose tackle in the NFL, but that goes down to the experience thing. Why do we have 6 defensive linemen and not one of them have a single inch of experience, ability, or size to play nose tackle?
Because the organization said that we're not in base enough to draft a nose tackle, but you'll draft a fucking edge rusher when you've got 3 edge rushers in the 4th round. So give me some fucking common sense on that one.
Right.
You can't draft a fucking nose tackle in the 4th round. You're going to take an edge rusher when you've got 3 fucking good edges in front of him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Jack Sawyer. I thought he actually played fairly well last game, but at the same time, he was. If you listed your needs in the draft class, edge didn't even fucking show up.
No, it shouldn't have.
I mean, you needed a wide receiver. You needed nose tackle. We fucking did neither.
Yeah, I mean, as far as value goes, I get it. But besides that,
Sure.
Why in the world?
And the cool thing about the Malik Harrison signing is that he can play both middle and edge.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no, let's draft Jack Sawyer in the 4th round.
Right. No, and there were plenty of noses out there they could have went and got. Even in the later rounds, there were still some good ones.
Yeah.
But we got.
I would have doubled up on the defensive line. I think in my mock draft, my 2 mock drafts, I think both of them I doubled up on the defensive line. I really think I do. I think I did.
I
did too.
You had
Absolutely.
but I had them taking a nose, like a true.
Me too.
Oh, well, I was hoping Kenneth Grant would fall.
So was I. But even in the ones I did where he didn't fall, I think in one of them I did take that kid from Florida, the fucking 400-pound dude. So I mean, he ain't moving that dude. Like, he's just gonna plug and sit. That's fine. But I don't know, man. The run game is I think first and foremost starting on the defensive line. A lot of people are killing Peyton Wilson, and I get it. The technique stuff is bad. He's taken some bad angles. That one long run from Kenneth Grant that I think it was the touchdown. I think it was the 3rd and 10 touchdown. He took one of the worst angles I've ever seen a linebacker take at the ball. It was really, really bad. But at the same time, like, how many times are those guys getting guys thrown back into their lap and they're trying to fight their way off of it? Or we're just letting offensive linemen climb to the second level before these guys even can diagnose the play. Like, it's not all on the linebackers. I'm going to continue to pound that drum.
But how many games are we going to see the safeties being top 3 in tackles? Like, it's not good.
We saw Minka Fitzpatrick for years in that category.
Yeah.
Why did Minka Fitzpatrick not get the turnovers? Well, because he's too busy tackling the fucking ball carriers 10 yards downfield.
And I said that they turned him into a third linebacker. That's all they fucking did.
You're right.
And Jalen Ramsey getting targeted 11 times and allowing 9 catches. We gonna talk about that?
Yes, let's dive into that.
I got 3
fire
minutes.
away.
I'm actually 10 minutes past my cutoff. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a few. Yeah. I was hoping we could condense this one too, but anyway, I'll stop. He got beat often.
So
the debate was it zone or man more?
PFF charting doesn't always give credit to the schematics, and they give credit to the closest man available. Some of those were not Jalen Ramsey. For example, did Jalen Ramsey get beat on the touchdown, or did Juan Thornhill decide he was going to set a better pick than any NBA player has ever fucking said? I mean, can we talk about that for just a moment? Or how about the zone play when fucking Smith and Jigba runs and there's 3 guys, and then they're like, well, fuck, we're not going to go there. We're going to follow the guy who's a fucking tight end that we can't even name this guy because he wasn't even on the play sheet. Instead of like, oh, hey, maybe their best receiver should be covered. I watched fucking Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen both pass him off to nobody. And Jalen Ramsey's like, well, fuck, I better run over there because there's nobody there. That that motherfucker was charted to him. I don't like the way PFF charts that. Don't get me wrong. He did get beat. He got beat.
PFF gave him a really good grade anyway. So I was just making a comment. PFF, he was like the 3rd highest graded player on our defense. So.
Well, you made the comment, and I was like, oh boy.
Just setting me off with that one.
I thought he played a good game. I thought he played a decent game.
Yeah, well, Dave didn't feel that way at all.
No, Dave was pissed.
I think that sometimes when you get beat by Cooper Kupp in man coverage, we have to have a conversation, and that conversation is not necessarily comfortable.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
He listen. He doesn't get his feet. He doesn't get his feet tangled up with Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's in position to make that play, but he didn't, and that was a huge play in that game. Huge play.
Because I gotta go. I wanted to give some love to Herbig and Sawyer. Both had 2 tackles for a loss. I think Sawyer had a sack. Herbig had an interception on the block by Hayward, if I remember correctly. Yep. Those 2 guys were impactful in that game. Our $41 million man, however, not as impactful. So just want to give some loves to those 2 guys. They did really good. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, I got to go to work. Have a great night.
Sounds good.
Have a good one, man.
So, Colin, I know you wanted to wrap up. You want to end on that one too?
If you got something to close with, I'm willing to.
I mean, I think that's kind of, for the most part, that's really what we talked. We talked a little bit about Harmon coming back, the Monty Adams thing. I mean, the answer, we've talked about that plenty, so I didn't have too much more to go over. I just think that, it's beyond an embarrassment right now that the defense is paid as much as they are, and that we're sitting here talking about how the fuck do we fix it. That should never happen. That's got to be in part coaching. That's in part some of the players. And you can only use, these guys haven't played together for so long. I mean, you're 2 weeks into the season. You've got to snap out of it.
You got
So,
3 weeks for that excuse. 3
If
weeks.
they cannot fix this against the Patriots that are struggling, you might be hitting some panic button.
Are you guys doing a New England preview pod?
We're going to be doing one Friday, so if you want to jump in,
What time
you're welcome
Friday?
to jump in. I'll verify because we've been doing Monday nights at 7 because of Monday Night Football, but I think we may be going at 7:45. But I'll verify.
Do whatever you can to make it 8.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, the chat was fantastic tonight. You guys had a very opinionated. You can always tell when we lose. The chat blows up when we lose. So appreciate you guys all hanging around here. Like, share, subscribe if you're not doing that already. Colin, appreciate you coming back. We'll try to get you on Friday. See if we can make that work out. I'll talk to the guys. Other than that, hope you all have a fantastic evening.
Let me give you a little advice. There's 3 rules that I live by. Never get less than 12 hours sleep. Never play cards with a guy who's got the same first name as a city.
Don't be dumb. I hate a dumb guy.
Never mind, Professor.
There's always next year, Professor.
It doesn't matter how you play the game. It's whether you win or lose. And even that doesn't make all that much difference. Now, you stick with that. Everything else is cream cheese.